I was totally defeated, the wind knocked out of me, laying flat on the ground, not knowing what had happened. This is the story of how I met my Aikido instructor, Kato Hiroshi. He wasn't my first Aikido instructor, but he was my last. So it all started with my desire to learn Aikido in Japan from the top masters in the world. I heard from everyone here in the United States, the best Aikido is in Japan. I heard, we do it this way because that's the way they do it in Japan. I even heard, you're not good enough to go to Japan. So what did I do? I went to Japan. At first, I had no idea where anything was. I didn't even know where Hombu Dojo was. I didn't know where my homestay was. I didn't even know where my university was. And I certainly was that typical male that would rather walk around lost for hours than ask for directions. I finally got situated. First, joined the Sophia University Aikido Club. Then I joined the Aikikai World Headquarters, Hombu Dojo. I started training a lot, every day, morning and evening. Then started the burnout, or was it burnout? Maybe it was a thirst for knowledge, practical knowledge of an Aikido that would really work. I learned quickly that the Aikido taught in the United States is very different than the Aikido taught in Japan. I also learned that Aikido is a lot of fun, but not that effective for real situations. And I learned quickly that some instructors really didn't like me at all, especially Yamaguchi-sensei. What can you expect? I was young, stupid, and pretty strong. So I became very disillusioned. How could this be the Aikido that I had read about and that everyone back in the United States told me about? I was ready to quit. I was ready to give it all up, tuck my tail between my legs, and walk away. Out of the corner of my eye one day at Hombu Dojo, I saw Kato sensei training and teaching. I was impressed. I thought, wow, that guy's really good. Too bad I'll never get the chance to train with him. Well, a few weeks went by, barely hanging on and ready to quit at any moment. Then one of the Sophia Aikido members said that he wanted to introduce me to someone very special. That Friday night at Hombu Dojo, after the 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. class, he introduced me to Kato sensei. But at that point I was gone, ready to quit and tired of all the ego. Kato sensei asked me to attack him. And all I thought to myself was, boy, another old egotistical Japanese guy thinking he can tell me how not to do the techniques even though he can't do them himself. I was ready to attack him and show him that his technique doesn't work. I went straight in with a Shomenuchi attack. I struck fast and hard and I thought I was about to hit him square on the head, but he wasn't there. So then I decided to tense my whole body up and not let him throw me. I resisted with all my strength and might, and suddenly I felt like my lungs were beginning to stretch from the inside. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground on my back with the wind knocked out of me. It was the worst feeling I'd ever had. I had no idea what had happened, and no one had ever done that to me. That moment, I decided, wow, now that's an Aikido I want to learn. That really worked. This small, old, frail Japanese guy just knocked the wind out of me with an irimi nage throw. It was the most mesmerizing thing that had ever happened to me. With a smile on his face, he looked down at me and said, "Are you okay? Daijoubu?" I was seeing stars. At that very moment, I became his apprentice. I studied with him every chance I got. I learned as much as I could from him and about him, his lineage, his technique, his subtle personality. He was an amazing man. I would train with him almost every Friday night from 7:30 p.m. until they kicked us out, usually close to 10 p.m. I went to his classes that he held at a gymnasium, usually on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. On top of my training at Hombu Dojo and Sophia University Aikido Club, my desire to quit disappeared, and 29 years later, I'm still doing Aikido. If you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified on future uploads. And if you ever find yourself in my area, please stop by for an Aikido class. Visit my website, shinkikan.com, for more information.